June 21st, 2018. Happy Solstice to all. It is the longest day of the year here for 2018. I just thought I'd do a quick tour and update. These are the raspberries, obviously. You can see there is a tremendous fruit load on here. And look at that, we got one actually starting to ripen, so that's pretty exciting. I've given these a few foliar feeds, a lot of water, and some love. Let's see, the Jerusalem artichokes are taking off. Those are probably 7 foot tall now already. They only had one foliar feed real early on. Other than that, that's all growth provided by soil nutrition. And the Japanese knotweed is doing well. And I guess we'll go take a look at some of the other main crops quick. What a beautiful time of year. Crickets singing, the sun is out, everything's green. I love it. So these are the Yukon Gold potatoes here. You can see that they've put on a tremendous amount of growth since the last video. They're about 2.5 feet tall. In here I need to do some row weeding and mulching, but there are jalapeno peppers. They're actually doing really well. They've had multiple foliar feeds and irrigation. It's been dry here since I think the last major rain event was like 5/27, and let's see, it's almost a month now. We're looking like 3.5 weeks. So the ram pump has been doing its job really well. I have done some supplemental with the foliar pump, but 99% of the water that's come up here has come through the ram, so that's been fantastic. Let's see, we'll just take a look at these tomatoes quick. These are cherry tomatoes here. I'm training up the fence. Those are the large cherries. A couple of volunteer sunflowers. This is a lemon verbena here. I keep a mother of that plant in the greenhouse over the winter every year, and I propagate out from them. Those make an excellent tea. These are big beefsteak tomatoes. These are really starting to take off nice now. Look at all that healthy growth, and look at those nice thick furry stems with no stunting. These have had trace mineral nutrition right from the very start. This is the second year in a row that they've been through that, so they should be super productive this year. So I'm pretty excited about that. And you can see in this area it looks like I got a little carried away with feed, or it could be I put down goat manure as a side dress, and some of that might have gotten a little too close to the root zone. I'm sure they'll bounce back and take off. Let's see, the garlic is starting to brown down now. This had multiple foliar feeds through the spring, some irrigation in the last couple of weeks or so, on and off, and it's doing really well. You can see the German white is way out ahead of the Russian red and the Vietnamese and Spanish roja and music. Let's see, the CPI garlic, I guess maybe I'll do an excerpt from this video. The CPI garlic is doing really well. You'll notice that that is not drying down as quick as the other crops. There's still some very large, very green leaves on these. So it'll be interesting to see how these finish out for the season. It'll be interesting to see the root size compared to the bulb size comparison. Anyway, those are doing very well also, of course. And the new planting of purple striped garlic is up with various degrees of success and germination. Some of those had some mold and rot in them when I was splitting them up, or when we were splitting them up. And so I'm not surprised that some didn't germinate. The yellow and white onions are doing really well, and looks like I got to go through and do some spot weeding in here and maybe thicken up mulch a bit. But overall, those are doing well. Potatoes are doing well. We do have quite a few potato bugs coming in at this point. I have to get back and follow up and get a little bit better formula from Advancing Eco Agriculture on how to get these plants up to a health where the potato bugs will be unable to digest the plant when they eat it, and instead of digesting it, they will just blow up because they'll have indigestion. Anyway, so that's the theory. I have gone back 2 nights ago, I think. I went through and put in some cover crop seed between these because I want to preserve moisture and all, and these are well established. I did a combination of buckwheat, Chinese cabbage, Michichili Chinese cabbage, and what was the other one? Oh man, I don't remember now. I want to say Hawaiian orange marigold, but it's not. It's oh, radish, that's what it is. A Spanish black round radish. The Chinese cabbage and radish, I just really wanted to go for diversity in here for cover crop. And so I went with Chinese cabbage and radish because I have a ton of seed stock of those, and they've both been grown in high nutrition, so they should have a little more vigor than your average seed off the shelf. Everything except the edge cultivation zones, this lower edge and the upper edge have been seeded with that, so we'll look forward to seeing those coming up through soon. I guess we'll just take a look in here, and you can have a look up close at the potato bugs, and these are actually the larvae here eating on the plants. And there's quite a few of them through here, but as I stated in previous videos, I will not be spraying these with any kind of chemical or pesticide. I don't believe in doing that. I don't believe in putting chemicals and poisons on food. I think that is a ludicrous and insane policy for anyone to practice. So I will be trying to get the nutrition of these plants up and see if I can get these bugs to actually blow up through indigestion. If I can do that, I will try and catch it on film. We'll have to see. I'm pretty behind on budget at the moment, and so I don't have the money to get the other amendments that I need to make that happen. But either way, no chemicals will be used. And overall, these are doing really well. Especially these Kennebecks down here. These Kennebec potatoes always just amaze me. They just grow so well and so healthy and so fast. They're really an excellent strain. And actually I don't see as much potato bug in these as I do in some of the other varieties. So that's kind of nice. Another volunteer sunflower there. And that's a prickly cucumber. So let's see, that's that. What else? Oh, I moved a bunch of the plants out from the greenhouse just to get them outside in real light, get some real sun on them, and you'll notice I put them pretty close to the hydrant over here so I can get water to them easily, because they start really burning water when you get them out in good full sun. I guess we'll just go down here quick. This is a bed of thyme that I transplanted about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. Looks like I have to water that tonight, and time to get some mulch down or go through and weed again. Probably just get some mulch on that. This is goat manure all over, fresh tilled zone. I'm going to go through and do 1 or 2 more tills to get these quack grass and weeds knocked down. And then I'll go back through and plant more dwarf blue jewel sweet corn, which is a 75-day sweet corn from Hudson Valley Seed Supply. And they're blue ears, and they're supposed to be super sweet and delicious. So really looking forward to seeing how those do. These are at day 10 from germination, so that means yesterday they got a foliar feed, a little bit of forage foliar feed, and I added a little bit of accelerate in it to provide that trace mineral, hormonal, and nutritional support for them. They're probably 1.5 times bigger tonight than they were last night, so that feed obviously took really well effect, and they're probably due for some more irrigation, so I probably will turn on the drip tonight on them. And this was another planting that I planted early when it was still fairly cold. I thought I would make a shot at getting an early crop of corn out. So I did corn and buckwheat together so that the quack grass that you see over here where I'm trying to till it out, I didn't have as much time to till in the spring in here and really knock it down. So I put the buckwheat in as a cover crop and also as a prevention and light hog to help slow the quack grass down. And you can see that's working pretty well. That's in full flower. But the corn germinated very slowly due to cold soil temperatures and weather. And I was a little late on getting some irrigation down on it. So they're not very large in here, and they're probably not going to yield very much. Here's another one. But that's okay. That was, you know, a possibility that I knew I was running against by planting early in cold soils. Sometimes you win with that, sometimes you lose. That's gambling for you, right? Let's see, the fenced area here, I've added manure to most of this now. I did 1 scratch till through I'll have to come back and do another cross till to knock the rest of these weeds out. And I also went down after I tilled in the manure and put down Sea Shield, Rejuvenate, and Spectrum Extra Heavy to really help amplify the soil and get it prepped. Once I get done tilling it and prepping it, it'll be excellent soil for growing. Probably will be doing some cabbages and a bunch of stuff like that. You can see there's a lot of weeding to do in here, but in amongst the weeds, if I can target with the camera, some broccoli, there you go. Yeah. There's broccoli all down that row and the row next to it. These two bottom rows. And then there's beans, yellow wax beans. You can kind of see some of the bean plants sticking up out. Excuse me. Those are doing well. And over here there's basil and onions. And I'll give you a zoom on a basil. Yeah, there's the basil. And of course you can see the onions sticking out. So that's that area for now. A lot more planting to do in here, a lot of weeding, and I got to set up drip irrigation and those sort of things. Let's move down real quick here. These are all sweet peppers down here. King Arthur on top that I bought from HomeQuest Farms. And then down in here, the smaller pepper plants are ones that I started. Oh, there's a Yellow Bell and King of the North. And then over past the chicken tractor, up in that area, I have red mercury pepper in a row up there. Those have not been mulched. They actually just transplanted last night. So these are starting to take off. I'm excited to see these responding finally. We got good irrigation on them. We got good foliar feeds and trace mineral nutrition down and inoculants, and they're starting to take off well. Nothing in this row yet. And then these bottom three rows here are Roma plum tomatoes, and you can see I've started sheet mulching around these with the cardboard and then laying the grass mulch on top. Of course that needs a lot more mulch and fill, but I just wanted to get started and get the weed suppression in place. I did go through and weed inside the cages, so just to eliminate that immediate competition. And these plants are really taking off and really starting to grow healthy now, especially now that we finally got some heat. They've had several treatments of some forage foliar feed, which has Photomag, C-Stim, PHT phosphorus, and something else in it. So that's excellent for increasing photosynthesis and root growth. And they've also had Sea Shield, Rejuvenate, and Spectrum Extra. So we got an inoculant in there and some soil stimulants and some nutrition. Those have been fed, I think, every 7 days or so since they were put in. So, and I'm due for another feed, I believe, Sunday night or Monday. So, just wanted to give you an early season what these look like. They're rather unimpressive as small plants, but I'm sure you'll see as the season goes on that they'll blow up and get much bigger. These last few plants in here, these are a purple cherry tomato. I forget what they're called. Might be chocolate cherry or something like that. But I ran out of Romas from the batch that I bought, and so I filled the end of the row in with those. Those are an excellent color and they're delicious as well. So that's that. I went out and did some mowing to get some mulch together to cover a lot of these things that need mulching. So I'll have to go back and rake that up either tonight or tomorrow. So that's pretty exciting. I think that covers most of what's going on the farm right now. I did till and plant the blue corn patch down in the back, but I don't think I'm going to go down there for the tour tonight. I have to get rolling again and take advantage of the light, but I just wanted to take a pause here early season and let you get a look at things before they really start blowing up with growth, because from here on we're going to be building frame and filling fruit, and it gets really exciting. So I hope you'll stay tuned. I hope you share some of my passion about farming and growing and health, and hope to entertain you. Also, one last thing here before we jump out. Those are Dill Atlantic Giant Pumpkins. Those are from a guy named Jim, and one PYX is his amateur radio call sign, and he sent me these seeds. These are from between 12 and 1,400 pound pumpkins, and they're just starting to put on their early growth. So that's pretty exciting, and hopefully they will rock for the season. You notice I put down some more goat manure amendments as a side dress, and I have been foliar feeding and irrigating, and I got some mulch down to retain soil moisture, and hopefully they'll take off and rock. And I also cut down this oak tree here that was blocking a lot of the light, because I wanted these to perform well. While I'm here, I guess I'll just show you these other peppers, the red mercuries. Like I said, these were just transplanted last night, or the night before, I don't know. Everything blurs together anymore. There is also some Texas tarragon mixed in here, offset from the pepper plants, and also some pine-scented geranium, just because I had cuts that I had started, and I thought I would throw some in. And let's see, some orange Hawaiian marigolds here on the south end. So I guess that's it for now. Thanks for watching the Farmacy Seeds Network. Hope you'll stay tuned. In the coming weeks and months, I'm planning to do some videos regarding foliar feeding, trace mineral nutrition, and plant health. And I'm going to really dive into some science and some techniques and tactics more. So hope you'll tune in for that. Thanks for watching the Farmacy Seeds Network. Enjoy your summer solstice.